Are we ready? So far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore?
Well, yeah, unless they move. If they move, then they have to, you get a new job, you gotta travel.
You know what?
Vacation.
What is going on,
What up,
kids? Hey, Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy first podcast back.
Yes,
first one. Jinx. Gabriel.
Whatever.
Yes, first one of 2020.
Yes, we're ready.
So yeah, so let's get to going.
Let's do it.
Go ahead and get this recording.
Hey.
What up, y'all?
What's going on?
What is up, y'all?
We back up in this piece.
That we are. We are back.
Welcome to the Let's Make Out podcast, where we make out all things what?
Love, life, and laughter.
Yes. Welcome to the first episode of 2020.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
This is my year of my deep voice. I'm gonna be a deep voice.
I know, right?
All
It's
year.
A little under the weather, but he's pushing through. So we appreciate you.
Yeah, girl, I appreciate you. Just show me how much you appreciate me, Sean.
Oh Lord, how about you show me how much you get this music cue right?
Oh, yeah.
Can we start the year off right?
You know that's not possible. So let's just be realistic with our expectations now. Let's start this year off realistic with our expectations. How about that?
Cue the music.
All right, let's see if I can get it.
Still nothing.
Oh, sweetheart.
There has to be a better way.
Sweetheart,
there has to be a better way.
There's not a better way. Ooh, it was so close here. So close.
Yeah, so far away.
Yeah, it's so far.
We have to let Oscar in because he gonna be doing the most.
All right, I'm ready when you are, Sean.
Oh, I've been ready.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
I missed this song.
Missed your song.
All right. Oh, you're just gonna let the extended version play. Oh, okay.
Okay, y'all get the extended version, okay?
Oh. I don't even think I've ever listened past. Oh, well, that was really abrupt.
Yeah, that's abrupt.
But I like that little breakdown.
I know, right?
I've never listened to the whole song.
Yeah, apparently the fade out didn't work. See how the fade out was right there?
It was there. I'll give you that. It was there, but
Whatever.
It didn't fade out.
It is what it is.
But I like that because I got to hear a little bit of the extra.
You're welcome, Shawty.
Okay. Thank you.
You thank me later, Shawty.
I can't deal with it.
Man, so today's a big day for Gabrielle.
Yes, it is.
Today's
I
a
was
big
about to say,
day.
what's happening today?
So I'll let her tell you about that.
Today is my very first Founders Day. Hey! If you're watching, you can see that I have on a J15 sweatshirt. If you're not watching, I am a member of the illustrious Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. First African American sorority.
So
Best African American
So
sorority.
J15 stands for either January, June, or July.
January 15th, okay? 1908. Man, that's so crazy. So I'm in all of my gear today, and I even had on like an AKA jacket.
She has like some
I
pink
a bracelet.
blush.
I got it on my eyes, on my cheeks, on my lips,
Her
my
fingers.
nails. I mean, I am a Neo in every sense of the word. Meaning that this is my first one, if you're not familiar with the term. But yeah.
I'm a Cleo.
I cannot deal with you. So shout out to all my sorors listening. Happy Founders Day. Even though you're hearing this after Founders Day, I hope you had a wonderful one.
Yes,
okay?
hope you had a wonderful one.
Yes.
And, yes.
So excited.
I'm hoping that it's everything that you had hoped for so many years.
Yes. Thank you so much.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
I don't understand any of it, but I'm excited for you.
I appreciate your support, even though you don't understand it.
Yeah.
That is all that matters.
Yeah,
is that you support
exactly.
me.
As long as you have fun and you enjoy it, that's all that matters to me.
Yes.
I don't need to know much more than that.
Yes. So, oh my goodness, you guys. What's been going on? It's a whole new year. And
Yes.
when I tell you the episode that we're going to do today was supposed to come to you before the end of the year.
On the 31st.
On the 31st, actually. And it just didn't work out that way. So,
Yeah, it didn't. So,
yeah, we're going to be talking about our lessons from the past decade. Because now we're in a whole new decade. So what is this? The 20s? I guess we're back in the 20s. I say we're back. Not as in I was in the other 20s. But, yeah, we're in the 20s again.
yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the lessons
Yeah.
that we learned in the teens.
In the tens. Tens.
The teens. And we came up with lessons. I came up with lessons. Did you ever come up with lessons, babe? Or are you about to just wing
I
it?
have my notebook.
Do you really?
Yes.
I am so proud of you.
So where's yours at?
They're in my phone.
wrote
I
mine
made
down.
these lessons. I randomly wrote these down in a note.
I have 4.
Sometime in December.
I have 4. The 5th one will be just like, it'll just be whatever comes to me.
Okay,
Whatever
so
God
I got to find my
gives me.
note.
But yeah, so let's see. Yeah, just a recap of what's been going on. Really just been kind of hanging out. We took if you watched the vlog channel, Gabe TV. If not, go check it out. But we
are
took
back there.
Yeah, we're back there as of today, the 15th, Founders Day. We took a break and it was much needed and it was nice, but we decided to come back today with a vlog, and it's of baby girl's 2nd birthday, so make sure you go check that out.
We have a whole 2-year-old.
Yes, and we about to have a whole 7-year-old
Yes,
in 2
on
days
Friday.
from now.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
It's the craziest thing. It's
Man.
such a blessing.
Time goes by so quick.
It does. It does.
Sheesh.
Them dang tens.
Man.
Them dang tens.
Tens was great though.
They were. But
Lessons
we're gonna make
on
these.
lessons.
We're gonna make these 20s better. Though.
Yes, even better. So, we almost forgot. Let's go into our question
Oh yes, we got a question.
of the day.
Question.
What number we kicking it off with? I feel
Oh,
like it's my turn.
Oh, I
You
think
pick a
so.
number.
let's go with 117.
Okay, 117. 117. If you could end cigarette smoking by releasing a pathogen that would kill every tobacco plant in the world, would you? What, if anything, about doing this would most trouble you?
What?
You don't like that question?
I mean,
if you could just end cigarette smoking by just killing all the tobacco plants, like, would you be willing to kill all the tobacco plants? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like on my, my goal list or my vision board, but like, yeah, I think that, cigarette smoking is bad for you. I think it's proven. It says in
Yeah.
the package that it's bad for you.
A lot of stuff says stuff on
Exactly.
the package, but
But it literally says can cause cancer, and it does quite a bit.
it does.
So I don't know. It's a weird question, but yeah.
So nothing about it that would most trouble you. I'm reading this like, is there some like hidden benefit to
yes,
tobacco
that's what
that I
I'm saying.
don't know of? Like, what else are
I don't
tobacco
know.
plants like?
Yeah,
known for?
are tobacco plants good for you? Like in some
Look,
way,
I
if they're
literally
not smoked.
don't know. That's a really good question, because I'm like, for this question to be asked, is there a benefit that I'm missing somewhere? Y'all have to let us know. I don't really know.
I think it's one of those things where I'm not. Also, if I was like,
Oh, because then you have to think about all of like the cigarette companies and all the people that would then be out of work and
yeah, exactly. So I guess to go back on that, like if I had the power to do something, that means I was in some kind of position where I would have this pathogen. Either I would be some kind of
like scientist
or somebody with some kind of say in something. So I would. It would be. I'm not a dictator. I would never be a dictator. So it'd be something that
people would have to like vote on.
Yeah. So it'd be like, hey, there's the benefit of why this would be, I think good for, people and the environment. I had to come up with, research and study of why, and then hopefully, convince people that it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Because the people that smoke obviously are not going to, the people that own the companies are obviously not going to think it's the right thing to do.
Right.
they don't. I mean, you know, that's
They want to keep their
they
job.
want to keep making money.
Yeah.
You know, and the people that are working there, they want to keep making money whether they smoke or not. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that work at cigarette companies that don't smoke.
They don't smoke. Absolutely.
They just been there for years and they got good
it's
jobs.
Just their job, yeah.
So you can't, you know. So not everybody or everything tied
to the
cigarettes
companies
are
or
bad.
cigarettes are bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
I agree there.
So yeah, that's a bigger question, but yeah, no, definitely there are some thought, you know. So I don't know, it's a weird question.
It is a weird question. I almost want to do another one, but maybe not. I guess we'll just go with that one.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I feel like we need to start vetting these questions first, but then, like, if we look at it first, it kind of takes away the spontaneity of the answer.
Yeah, that was a question.
Whatever. What would you guys do?
Yes.
Share with us. Let us know. What are some drawbacks? What would be some things that could be bad by doing that?
Yeah.
Enlighten us, okay?
Yes.
So let's jump into these lessons.
Yep. Pull out my handy dandy notebook.
Decade lessons is what I have written down.
Decade lessons.
And would you like to go first with your first one?
Ladies.
We have not looked at each other's list, so some of these could overlap. But I would say number one for me is it's okay to say no. And I think that this decade, particularly like the last few years of the decade, I've learned more and more that it's okay to say no. I am a people pleaser at heart.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for me to disappoint people or, you know, not come through when they need it or just whatever for fear of, well, what are they going to think? Or, you know, are they going to be mad? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can't live for everybody else. And at some point you have to think about yourself and what saying yes continuously does for you.
Absolutely.
And is it draining you? Are you, you know, feeling down or depressed? Or are you doing things that you don't even want to do just because you don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings? Like, you have to think about your mental when you're saying yes or no to something. Like, do you really want to do it? And if you don't, it's okay to say no. Or it's okay to say, I'm not available. Or maybe you are available, but you just don't want to do it. Like, all of those things are okay. And I think I've kind of lived my life doing what I thought would please other people. And I think just recently I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm growing up out of it. I'm not completely out of it, but I've gotten a lot better.
Yeah,
so that was a
absolutely.
really big lesson for me, is that it's totally okay to say no to anybody, family, friends, spouse, whoever. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Let's see. My first one is trust the process and trust in your hard work. You know, and by that I mean is that, you know, if you're trying to, you know, we all have, you know, things we want to achieve or, you know, goals we set, and we want them to happen when we want them to happen. And if they don't, then you can get discouraged and you can give up, you know, too soon and then miss out on, you know,
Ooh, that's a good one.
on something that you were supposed to have because you were impatient. And so by trusting the process, by, you know, and your hard work, that means putting in your 100% of your effort and trying your hardest to make something possible, and then praying about it, and then understanding that you know, you might not be able to control it, but if it's meant to be, that it'll happen. And if it's not, then there's something better.
Yeah.
Because all that, by not trusting the process, we spent many days and nights, you know, just worrying and stressing, and you know, for what? It takes years, you know, it takes days, months, you know, years off your life by stressing. You know,
Stress and anxiety.
you know that stuff is just, it's toxic to your body. And so when you learned, you know, and this is an everyday thing, but this is something I definitely learned in the tens, because, you know, because God has blessed, you know, me and then ultimately us so much that, you know, I'm like, you know, I gotta trust Him.
You have to. Yeah.
You know,
it's just, you come to a point where you're like, I mean,
Man, look what you've done.
Yeah.
You know.
why would I not trust you?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, based off the history here,
Yeah.
why would I not?
So that's a big one. Just,
trust the process.
Yeah,
I like that. Okay. Lesson number 3. My past does not define me. And, woo, if that ain't a word. And I think that we've talked about this on a previous podcast, but I think the 10s had an unusual way of showing me that, because it's different when you're, you know, in a place where you don't necessarily have a platform, and you're just living life, and, you know, the people that are closest to you, they know your mistakes, they know what you've gone through, you know, they judge you, they don't judge you. But when you kind of become this public figure, I would say, the things from your past start to come out. People dig them up, or whatever the case may be, and they hold you hostage based on who you were, or what you did, or what happened to you. And it's just like, I think that just this whole, because we've been on YouTube now for 10 years. I started in January of 2010.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, the whole decade has been a lesson of that you are not what has happened to you. You are not what you have done. You can grow, and people either have to accept that or not. But, like, you shouldn't allow yourself to be held hostage by the mistakes that you've made, the experiences that you've had, because hopefully you've learned from them and you've grown from them, and you're a completely different person now.
Yeah,
so,
and especially to people that you don't know.
Well, obviously, that's true, but it is a lot harder, though, still, when it's, like, thrown at you, like, you did this, and how can you say you this when you did that? What have you done? What's in your closet? You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I think that was a major lesson for me, to just let go of it. Like, okay, there are still gonna be people that judge me based off of what happened to me, and that's fine. Have at it. That has nothing to do with me.
It has nothing to do.
Yeah.
You're wasting your life away. But yeah, wasting your life away. But yeah, so number 4. That's a good one though. I like that one. All mine kind of go hand in hand, but like number 4 is don't overpromise yourself. You know, it kind of goes along with your say no. Yeah. You know, because what happens is either you start, you know, saying yes to everything and overpromising to do this or do that at a job, and then you start being taken advantage of, and then you get burned out, and then you are frustrated, and then you stop giving your 100%, or you stop trying your all, and then you don't want to be bothered. Like, you know, there's like this process. Like a cycle, You know, I've been there at a job where, you know, I had a goal, and so I just did everything, and eventually, you know, it's not worth it, you know, to put yourself out there like that and work so hard, you know, and do other people's jobs, and you know, and not think about why you're doing it, you know, like, why are you doing all of this, you know, and I think that, so overpromising yourself, that's like, you know. And
that could be in every area. It's in every area. Not even like career-wise.
No, like telling somebody, like, for instance, like, people have asked me to help them move. And
just something as simple as that.
Yeah, something as simple as that. And there's been times where I said yes, and there's been times where I said no. You know, and, you know, that's not, but I don't have to explain to them why I'm not going to.
No is a complete sentence.
Yeah, exactly. So
complete.
I think that's you know, I think that's what people, you know, need to understand. Your friends and family are the main ones that need to understand this, is that just because they ask doesn't mean you have to. And when you say no, if you're a grown adult, that's an answer. Right. And I don't have to explain it to you. Have to, yeah. And that's not out of meanness or out of spite. That's just out of, I'm an adult and I can do what I want to do. Right. And I've made a choice. Yeah. And that's so. I think I think that one really goes along with just saying no.
It does, going along with it's okay to say no. Yeah.
Because, people, let's face it, friends and family will take advantage of you quicker than anybody else.
Yeah.
Whether they know it or not.
Yeah.
You just have to realize it and put a stop to it.
Right, because people will only treat you how you allow them to treat you. So if you've allowed it to go on for so long, eventually you gotta change it.
Nip that in the bud.
You gotta nip it in the bud, or else it could get worse.
Yeah, if it does, it's your fault.
True.
Because you got to stand up for yourself.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's a good one. Okay, so number 5. Are we on 5?
Yep.
Okay. Are we? Oh yeah. It says number 3 on my list. But number 5, health is wealth. And I think that I put that on there just because, like, as I've gotten older, it's become more important to me to be healthy. And the weight loss and the changing my eating habits are less about external but internal, because I want to be healthy and I want to live a long life and I want to be here for my family, and I have to take care of myself. I get one body, I get one life, and if I'm not making thank you, if I'm not making the best decisions for myself, then why would I be surprised if down the road something happens, or an illness or whatever, something that could have been prevented. Because absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see, older people, and you see some older people that are just like on it, and you're like, man, how old are you? And then you see some people that are like, how old are you? You know what I'm saying? And it really all boils down to how you treat your body, like how you take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more you can do now, the younger you are, the better you set yourself up for the future. So it's like, health is, and it's easy to take it for granted when you are somebody that's generally healthy. Like, it's not like I had any health scares or anything to make me think of that. But even like with you, when we had that little like health scare, it's just, you start thinking about it like, okay, I gotta be taking care of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and especially if you come from a family that has a history of like diabetes or, things like that, like, you really want to be cautious about how you proceed.
Yeah, I think that's great, because I think that's why, I wanted to try eating plant-based. I wanted to try it because I wanted to, one, see if I could do it, but then also to see what the benefits were. Was there benefits, and ultimately, it wasn't fully for me right now, but I did see some benefits, and I did see some things that and I've added more things to my diet now because of it. So I came out a better person because of it. I think that, you just have to be willing to, change, like to change one thing at a time.
Right.
Like, if it's remove, for me, like, my biggest one is like soda. So if I know that I'm close to being pre-diabetic or something like that, or I'm pre-diabetic, then I should remove soda. Like, that should be no problem. Just remove that sugar source. Yeah. But I have to be, what was that thing you said about, it's not can, it's.
I'm listening to this book, Everything is Figure-Outable, by Marie Forleo. I think that's how you pronounce her name. But she was just talking about how the two main words that keep us from getting to where we want to be are can't and won't. And she said, when you think about it, all the reasons that you don't do what you need to do to get to this new place or to get to this goal is because you're either saying you can't or you won't. And most times when you use the word can't, you actually mean you won't. So it's not that, I can't lose weight, or, I can't get up early enough to go to the gym, or, I can't eat healthy because it costs too much money. Replace all of your can'ts with won't. So it's really that you just won't get up. You're not disciplined enough to get up early to go, or you won't spend a little extra money, maybe cut down your budget from somewhere else to have more money to buy quality food. Yeah. Like, you won't do the things that are necessary. It's like we use can't so much, but we really mean that we just won't do it. Yeah.
And it's crazy too. You think about, like, just, man, you get, like what Gabriel said, you got one body, man. You got one body. Yeah. And if you're not always trying to make it better and to make it feel better, then what I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like if you're struggling to walk and the only reason is because of obesity, like, for instance, that's what my issue with my father was. Like he had other health issues, but obesity was the main issue that caused his, made it hard for him to work or to walk in his joints. Like
it's like a trickle down effect.
But if you don't, but he wouldn't change anything. He wouldn't change his diet or anything to lose some of that weight to make it easier on his joints, and ultimately burn some calories that he needed to burn and feel better. But you got to do it. It's not easy, but no pain, no gain, right?
That's true.
Or in that
everything
case,
worth having.
No pain, no loss.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah,
you got to work for it.
All right, that's a good one. All right, number 6. Let's see. Like I said, all mine are kind of go together, but like, I am a big to-do list person. Like I always write to-do lists. I always have to-do lists. But what I've realized is that, if you work at like when I worked at a 9 to 5, like, a traditional office, like I can make a to-do list and like, it's pretty simple to check it off, and because I knew there were certain things I had to get done. Book this travel, do this, is that done? Well, when you're an entrepreneur, like, or you got things at home, and your schedule's a little different, and you work for yourselves, whatever. I noticed that like I'm putting 10, 15 things on my to-do list when it's not really realistic. And why? Why am I throwing this unrealistic schedule on myself each day just so I can be let down? That I didn't get half of it done.
Yeah, like 3 things done.
Yeah, when 3 things, is really good.
That's an accomplishment.
If I got 3 quality things done, then I should be happy with that. So, I think that was something that I'm still realizing, but that's something I definitely learned, is that my to-do list doesn't have to be packed out every day. I can have nothing on the to-do list. If that means that I'm caught up and I'm ahead and I've gotten things done, that's a good thing. I don't necessarily have to find something to do or fill my day with a bunch of, mundane tasks just to say I accomplished something. Yeah. Like you just, prioritize. Prioritize and determine what needs to happen. Yeah. And I think that's what I'm really going to work on, in the 20s.
In the 20s.
Is really prioritizing and being realistic with what I can do each day and what I'm willing to do as an entrepreneur. Like I want to be able to enjoy some of my time. God has allowed us to be entrepreneurs,
right, and have the flexibility. But
have the flexibility.
We're working like we were at a corporate job. Then what's the point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I'm working from sun up to sundown each day,
it just doesn't make it worth it.
I'm not enjoying the time that God has allotted me. So I need to. So that's big for me this year, but I think it's important.
Yeah, I agree. Number 7, God's timing is perfect.
That's right.
Man, it is perfect. And I can just think of so many instances in the 10s, like, where things didn't happen when I wanted them to happen or the way that I wanted them to happen, but when they happened, it was like, okay, I get it, God. Like so many things, like it's just crazy. So many things, down to us and the engagement and the wedding and moving to Tennessee and then getting the job in Indy right before our old job just pretty much vanished, and having Reagan and like having the faith getting laid off and doing YouTube full time, like all of the things. Siege came. Man, everything was perfect because it happened on God's time and not ours. And that that should have been my number 1, because literally our whole last decade was just full of just blessings on God's time. Yeah. Like nothing happened the way that I thought that it would, but it happened. No,
that's such a good. That's a good one. It's true though. I think that's my next one goes perfect with that. Like, stop trying to control everything. His plan is better than ours. and then we have to learn and just let go and let him do it.
Yeah.
Because
that's what it all boils down to.
That's what it all boils to. I don't really
Yeah.
have to say much more about that. Is that he, you don't have to be a perfect, prayer person. You don't have to be a perfect devotional person. You don't have to, if you miss your Bible reading that day, or the thing is that as long as you talk to him,
Yeah.
he forgives you and he loves you,
Yeah.
and he's still watching over you, and you can still ask him for help. You can still ask him for guidance and for him to make things happen.
Yeah, it's that constant communication.
Yeah, you don't have to be perfect. He's not asking you to be perfect. I truly believe that, because none of us are. But he's got us, man, and he's proved it so many times, and he continues to prove it.
Yeah.
So it's
It's like it's crazy because it's like God, he has all of the answers, all of them. Like he got the key, he made the test, like everything, but we just run around in circles.
He made Scantrons.
All of it, okay? All of it.
Scantrons.
If I don't ever see another Scantron again in life, I would. Do they still? First of all, do they still have
Yes,
Scantrons?
sir.
Is that how they still take tests? I mean, you never know. All this stuff be advanced
When I was
now.
working in McGraw-Hill.
And probably. Oh, true. You guys were.
No, that was
That was 4 years ago. But still, like you would think that they would have progressed from
6 years ago.
Scantrons now. I don't know.
almost
I don't know.
coming up on 6 years ago.
Yeah, but yeah, so we spin our wheels trying to figure out this thing called life and, figure out the answers and all of the stuff. And it's like, why don't we just seek the one who knows? Like, he knows how it's going to end. He knows how it's going to turn out. He can guide us in the right direction. But it's so hard sometimes to do that. And, speaking from experience, like, it's still a learning process. But it's just that, like, what I've learned more than anything is, like, having that constant communication with him. Not just when things are great and, when things are horrible. Not just when things are horrible, but when things are great as well. Having that constant, communication.
Absolutely. That's good. No, that's good.
Yeah, that was good. That piggybacked really well. Okay, and then lesson number 9 for me is, what is for you is for you.
That's right.
Like, at the end of the day, you have to have a mindset of abundance and, like, just letting go. Like, I feel like all of this points back to just relinquishing this need to control everything. And, like, what is for you in all areas, in your career, in your life, in your family, in your relationships. Like, don't spend so much time looking at what everybody else is doing or what everybody else has got going on, or holding on to resources you have because for fear that somebody else is going to come and take what you have. What is for you is for you. Yeah. Like, there's a million people out here doing the same thing and they all flourishing. Like, that is that abundance mindset. Like, there's enough to go around.
Exactly.
In every area, there's enough to go around. You ain't got to be sleeping with somebody else's man. It's a man out there for you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, you ain't got to be holding on to your resources and not sharing things, not sharing knowledge, not helping others. It's enough to go around.
Absolutely.
Like, in everything. And you have to completely put yourself in that mindset that there's abundance. And life can be abundant for you. It can be abundant for your neighbor, for your best friend, for your family members. Like, what you get doesn't take away from what I get. Like, we can all be equally blessed at the end of the day. So that was my last lesson.
No, that's a great one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great one. I mean, then I said that I would come up with whatever God gave me at the end, because I didn't have a fifth one.
Oh.
So I think what keeps coming to my head is, that was a really good one though. I really like that one. But what keeps coming to me is just is that, in a world full of judgment, it's easy to fall into that of judging other people and look what they doing, and not checking yourself out in the mirror to make sure you're not doing the same dang thing. Because there's so many people
point out them flaws.
Yeah, because it's so easy. Let's face it. I would say probably 99% of the people that are out judging people are hypocrites, because they're doing or they are saying or acting the exact same way.
Yeah.
But because they can't face the reality of fixing themselves, they have to tear others down. and judge others. And I think that that's something that I want to make sure I never do, and that I never condone Gabrielle doing, and that I make sure my kids don't do, or anyone that's in my circle. You know, like if you in my circle,
over here, I don't want to hear it.
You in my circle and you're over here judging people, I'm gonna check you.
Yeah.
And if you still want to do it, you can get up and get out. It's all love, but I don't have time for that because I don't want to ever do that. I want to make sure that I'm, you know, a couple things that I want to work on this year is being more compassionate towards people, having more empathy towards people, and then having, you know, giving more grace towards people.
Yeah, those are good.
Those are three of the things really that I pray about. You know, in my prayers, those are three things that I ask God to give me more of, because I can be very blunt and straight to the point, and harsh at times.
Yeah.
So I ask.
You never know what's going on the other side.
Exactly. You never know what's going on the other side, so you have to try to love people where they're at, and so, you know, I just, you know, that's something for me is that, you know, it's easy to judge others, especially when they're doing something that you can't. You know, like for instance, how many times do athletes get judged because they missed a shot? Right. I'm sorry, they're the professional athlete.
Exactly. Can you take that shot?
Yeah, they made it.
Yeah.
Us judging, watching TV did not make it.
Yeah.
We did not make it to the NBA. But it's so easy for us to judge.
It is.
And threaten their families and do all this extra dumb stuff. Grow up. Yeah. Like, people just need to grow up. And I want to make sure that I'm always working on growing up. You know, every day it's a process of growing up.
That's true.
I think that you can always grow every day.
Every day.
More of a, you know, as an adult, you have to work on trying to be a better adult each day. Because we all get our little hissy fits. Oh, always. And we all act like children. Yeah. Whenever I can't get none.
Really? That's where you went with that?
I act like a baby sometimes. It is what it is.
That's where you went with that?
Yeah.
Come get
I figure I ended on a light note.
That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. No, that was good. I think those were really good lessons. And I think that they tied in together really well. Hopefully they resonated with you guys. At least some of them. We would love to hear what some of your lessons were from the 10s. Yeah. Like what are some things that you learned about yourself last decade, you know? Share those with us. You can put them in the comments. You can always tweet us. You can share it on Instagram, Facebook. All of our social medias will be in the show notes or in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube. But yeah, that was good. That was good. I'm glad that we got that done because I really wanted to get that out there. So maybe the next episode we'll talk about, like, you know, what is our focus for the next, like, year? I'm not going to say the next decade, but, you know, goals for the next year. Absolutely. So, yeah, the decade is a little bit much.
Yeah, a little bit much. Maybe the next year.
Let's start with the year first.
Maybe the next year. Yeah. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching and listening. If you would rate the podcast on iTunes.
We really appreciate that.
We would really appreciate that. That helps us, you know, continue to grow the podcast and get more people to listen. And we just pray that it, you know, if it's blessing you, then we pray that you would share with someone else that may be blessed by it as well. But yeah, so I think that's it.
We're signing off.
First one of 2020 is done.
In the books. And we cannot wait to come back with more.
That's right.
We are going to be more consistent this year. So be on the lookout for that, okay?
That's right.
Yeah, hopefully you guys have a good one.
And we'll talk to you next time.
Later.
Deuces.
Woo!
Got it done, y'all.
First one done.
Done.
See, that didn't even take too long either.
Yeah.
That's good.
That wasn't bad at all.
No, I feel like we've been. Was that a kiss? What?
I'm
like, what was that?
You gave me half a cheek and then pulled away.
I thought you was gonna come closer.
Come closer.
Come closer.
Well, yeah. So we about to make out real quick.
I just can't stop. And that song's gonna be in my head for the rest of the day.
Yep.
I hope that you know.
You're acting like a real Neo right now.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That was so good.
I'll give you that one. Baby's so corny, y'all.
That was good.
All right, y'all. We out of here.
Deuces.
Later.